and our honorary, probably senior alum tonight. Let's wait for Aunt Sarah. Is there one senior missing still? Is that them there? So we're just hoping they'll show up? Okay. There's only 6 right there. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to Olney Alumni Association meeting 2025, astonishingly. If friends will be seated, we'll start with a traditional few moments of silence. Again, good evening and welcome. I'm John Stanley, Olney class of 71. And I'd like to welcome you to alumni meeting. This is my second time in here today. Earlier this morning, I've been staying down at the Moreland. I woke up early and wandered up here and found it unlocked, so sat right about here for about an hour and started writing and posted something on Facebook that's gotten a lot of likes. For those of you not addicted to Facebook, lucky you. Greetings from Stillwater at Olney Friends School in my native Barnesville, Ohio, for annual duty hosting alumni meeting tonight for the umpteenth time. So enjoying the Quakerly quiet and rare, rather delicious sensation of having this venerable building where so much has happened over multiple generations entirely to myself for a contemplative moment of time. Things will be a lot busier here in a few hours. Yesterday, one of the most enjoyable rides ever across Pennsylvania, thanks to the excellent driving and company of native Philadelphian Bernie Cooper, Olney 70. We've known each other basically forever, since 1967. And of course, he reminded me of how when he was on sophomore boys dorm duty, in the attic in an adjoining room, my classmate, roommate, best friend forever, Bruce Crow, rest in peace, and I used to torment him with loud, dorm-shaking, late-night chants of, "Bernie Cooper's our hero!" Yes, the very epitome of annoying freshman. But here's a perfect example demonstrating no matter how long you've known someone, there's always something new to discover. Had no inkling until yesterday that Bernie's a lifelong rock hound. Turned out he's an amateur genealogist, spends a lifetime of considerable travel. He was the junior class, or the German exchange student as an Olney junior, meticulously collecting notable samples from all over the globe. So plans are for us to head out on this fine morning, perhaps Cat Hollow, then Raven Rocks, looking for interesting bits of Belmont County worthy of taking back to Philadelphia. Auf Wiedersehen. So ours example, and I had made the offer to Bern if he wanted to come up here and give us a brief, stress on brief, example of why he loves rock so much, but that wasn't really the point here. Anne Marie thought this is a really good demonstration of what this school could happen, and she wanted the students in particular to understand how you can have connections that you form here, that you could be back here in 2075, half a century from now, and discover new things about each other. So, for what it's worth, there you are. Anne-Marie's going to start with the traditional roll call of classes.
Thank you, John. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming together to celebrate Olney and our new graduates. I am class of 1979, librarian, development director, and both parent and child of alumni of Olney Friends School. And it is my honor to once again lead the traditional alumni roll call. When I call out your class year or range of years, please rise and stand long enough that you may be counted and applauded. If you are joining us electronically, please do type your name and class year in the comments, and we'll count you as well virtually. Do we have honorary alumni? Including those who are still working at Olney, yeah. Do we have any members of classes before 1955? All right, Marie. Who do we have from the 70-year class of 1955? (1956 to 1964). Who do we have from the 60-year class of 1965? Classes from 1966 through 74. See, that would be, yes, I did. Okay, specifically, the class of 1970, which is the 55. Is that right?
In my mind, he's been here every year, so we always have a representative. As far as I know, the longest serving teacher in Olney history.
I think you just gave me a research question. All right. Who do we have between, let's see, oh yeah.
I think we're at the 75.
The 50-year class of 1975. Who do we have between 1976 and 1984? Yes. All right. How many from the class of 80 are you? Awesome. Okay, the 40-year class of 1985. Anyone from the 30-year class of 1995? I'm coming after him. I'm going. Who do we have between 1996 and 2004? The 20-year class of 2005. Crickets. Anyone between the years of 2006 and 2014? The 10-year class of 2015. And do we have anyone between the years of 2016 and 2024? Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Did anyone with a round number get left out? Okay. Again, I thank you so much for being here with us tonight. You, our alumni and friends, are so incredibly important to the continued life of our school. It's your lives and stories shared through presentations, conversations, or the Olney Current that provide valuable examples to our students today and young alumni of the many ways that Olney graduates can do well while doing good in the world. To our young alumni, your updates to the Olney Current are important not only to keep in touch with your contemporaries, but also to inform alumni of all ages how our school's work continues to ripple out through your lives and our world. To anyone who speaks or volunteers at Olney, please, if you're interested, let us know. You will enrich the educational experience of today's students by sending your children, grandchildren, and young relatives or friends to join this community of learning. You are giving them a strong and supportive education while strengthening the community. And last, but by no means least, your gifts and donations make possible everything that we do here and enable our school, your school, to ride out tough times and weather storms like the few we've seen in recent years. You have supported Olney not only by giving generously to the annual fund, but also by working in class reunions to fund important projects outside of its scope. This year's reunion classes have the opportunity to contribute to our fund drive to raise the roof. Alumni giving, with support from increasing tuition and scholarship funds, has helped us to replace the east porch siding, the Mary Davis porch floor, to repave the Olney Lane, and to restore the foundations of the main building and the Gwindon Boys Dorm. The second floor bathroom in the Gwindon Dorm was completely renovated and updated in 2023, and the 47-year-old boiler in that dorm was replaced. The main kitchen floor has been redone and new gas ranges were installed in 2024. The Whittier House Foundation waterproofing and drainage system renovations are done. A new heat pump is in place, and updates to the main floor will be completed this summer. This year's project is about the Olney Gym roof. How many special memories were formed in that gym? Over the years at Olney, you might have played volleyball or indoor soccer, danced the salty dog rag, practiced lummy sticks and poly poles, or even roller skated in the gym. That venerable space is still the site of our annual GymX, with its rope jumping, tumbling, balancing, which we might have called pyramids, folk dance, and a comedy skit from each class year. At other times, it hosts volleyball, formal and pickup basketball, indoor soccer, and rental space for Barnesville youth activities. Now you can help preserve and protect the place where you lit a candle at GymX, hit that foul shot, built human pyramids, or served a holiday dinner. After many years of faithful service, our roof has reached the end of its life. Leaks, weather damage, and age have taken their toll, and we must act quickly to keep our gym safe, dry, and welcoming. After thoroughly researching the options available, the Board of Trustees Buildings and Grounds Committee has recommended a durable metal roof, which will be built to last 40 years or more. The last roof that we have on there now has a 20-year lifespan, and it's been there for more than 30 years, right? Maybe more. The metal roof will last more than 40 years and withstand the harshest weather, providing a greater long-term value than shingle roofing for the low price of $39,800. Will you help us raise the roof? As you reconnect with each other at your gatherings, we ask that you consider a generous class gift together. How better to honor the joy of reuniting and the many ways Olney has impacted your life than to pay it forward for the sake of future Olney students. And one of our reunion classes this year has already raised an amount of money to contribute to this project. Judy, would you like to tell us about it? This is the class of 1965. Would you like to come up? Thank you.
The greatest class of all, 1965. We got together and pulled together contributions that we want to give to the school in memory of classmates that we've lost. We've lost 5 of our classmates, and it's very sobering to be at that age where that's happening now. But we wanted to, in memory of Anita Custard-Zolan, Jerry Grant, Tony Hendricks, Alice Hughes Cooper, and just last month, Dana Zach. And we have come up with a total of $12,400. And one more thing, the gym roof is also very important to us because I and some of my classmates one evening during Friday night social took all the chairs in the dining room and put them up on the roof.
Thank you, Judy. So that's an example of what alumni can do. A couple more things real quick. Last 2 years at this time, I mentioned a Dr. J. Walton Blackburn, an honorary alumnus whose generous donation included giving a set of Quaker books to each new graduate in those years. This year, an anonymous alumni member has donated this book, a Quaker Book of Wisdom, digestible, accessible, as a gift to our new alumni. So I'm going to quickly hand these out to you guys and ask you to take them home with you.
I didn't grab my copy of the Kristen. You have an extra. extra.
And finally, a couple of quick reminders. If you have not already done so, please sign in our guest book, which will be in the office. And we like to keep track of you. We like to verify or learn your current contact information. Even if we're not sending you snail mail, we still like to know where you are. And we'll use emails when we can. Because the Alumni Office is charged with keeping track of you and sending you the Olney Current for the rest of your life. Secondly, if you appreciate the Olney Current, which we publish as a service to our valued alumni, please consider donating $20 or $30 to the cost of producing, editing, printing, mailing, and emailing your alumni magazine. And finally, if you are joining us for meals, we ask that you donate according to your ability to help with the cost. And the suggested donations are $15 for lunch and dinner and $7 for breakfast, or what you can afford. Once again, thank you all for being here, and now we will have shuffling of papers. It's time to welcome the 50-year class, who will welcome our new grads. Darlene Stanley.
"50 years ago, our class stood on the steps of Main Building singing our class song, In My Life by the Beatles. The words acknowledged our love for a place. Our times together would remain with us through our lives, thinking often about the people and events that made up our years at Olney. Our time at Olney taught us as much in the classroom as during barn crew, laundry, office work, dish crew, soccer and hockey fields, going to Raven Rocks, fall outing, junior social, student gov, community meetings, and collection. We were influenced by the staff and faculty that mentored us. As alums, it's our responsibility to promote the school, financially support as we can, and stay in community with friends and classmates. As you go out into the next steps in your lives, share the unique story of Olney, encouraging young people to come and see for themselves the Olney experience of living close to the land, learning on this type of setting, learning and living the practices and traditions that make Olney a friend school that has been around for 187 years. Congratulations, tomorrow is your day. You're off to the great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourselves any direction you choose, and we know you will carry Olney's values out to wherever you go. We, the 50-year class, welcome you, the class of 2025, to the Olney Alumni Association.
On behalf of Class of 2025, we accept the invitation.
All right, you guys stand up and take a bow. Now our head of school, Christian Achema.
All right, welcome again, friends, alums, and to our 7 brilliant seniors. Congratulations, and there will be more time for that tomorrow
but I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of you and how proud the rest of us are of you. We've seen where you started, and we know that even this one is just a beginning, but we've witnessed your journeys. So thank you for blessing us with your presence and your joy and the gifts that you are to this world. You've spent a wonderful time here, and you're part of us forever. Now, the biggest alumni class ever is always the one of honorary alums who serve the school passionately. Many just somehow find Olney, and they find that it is their place. I always describe it as a place of healing. All of us here have our own stories of what brought us to Olney Friends School and what keeps us going. And I think a lot of it is that healing journey. Either be healed, be part of somebody's healing journey. Again, to bear witness in many ways, the things that happen here. As Roger puts it, magic happens at Olney Friends School. So it's my distinct honor to welcome 3 new honorary alumni. First with Jean Strong, who's been our admissions office, brought a lot of energy in there together with Ann Medeiros. It's just been a great turnaround in admissions, and I'm not going to raise your hopes, but I have a feeling come fall, we'll be in for a pleasant surprise based on the way things are going right now. So, Jean, right there, I have the honor. It's good to have solid colleagues, people you can trust, people who you know will do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it and take initiative. And Jean is one of those and quickly become part of our family. So I present Jean Strong to the Alumni Association for admission as an honorary alum. John, is it you supposed to say yes?
Sorry.
Who says yes? Or do we just say so?
New alumni, honorary alumni. Isn't there a?
Sorry, I just wanted to put John on the spot. I'm sorry. That's all. He put me on the spot a couple of times already today, so I had to put one in there. But next up, we have Elizabeth Inhurst, who started with us in the kitchen and now also in the classroom in art, also an advisor. And in many of those quiet ways, as you get to learn our Olney Friends School faculty, a lot happens, when you're not seeing. And people do their work silently. They do their work without expecting praise. And when they are praised, they get so embarrassed. It's incredible. And Elizabeth is one of those colleagues. So it is my honor to present Elizabeth Inhurst. I think the students have also spoken. One day it will be your turn up there. And then third up, we have Christina Esso. She goes by Chris, who's also been a terrific addition to our faculty. With the podcast, if you will pass by Christina, she will give you a QR code. There's an Olney podcast out there. You will hear some wonderful things, new avenues, new grants. Let's apply for this. Please write this letter. Let's get all this information. Again, revitalizing parts of the school that really needed a breath of life, and we thank the board for making some of these investments possible. And doubling down, saying let's go for it fully. So, Christina, it is my honor to present you to the Alumni Association. And now, it's not easy to say farewell, and mark the word I'm using is farewell, not goodbye. To colleagues that have come to mean so much to us, who have gone out of their way to do so many things for students and colleagues alike, stood up, spoken truth to power, and also grown. For this particular one, I recall when she started at Olney Friends School, and I asked Joe, are we ever going to see her away from her cell phone or not? Have we scared her so much that she's in that cell phone, hiding from us? It took 3 weeks, and she came fully out to us in full glory, did all sorts of things, started programs with students, took on other roles, registrar, worked on the farm, indefatigable, and I've waited years to use that word. And it correctly describes, in just a little measure, Katrina Costado, who is moving on. We wish you all the best in Korea. And as you told us, Joe and I, when you informed us that it was time to move on, you said, I'm not leaving for any bad reason. It is just time. And Don has always told me people at Olney need to leave when they are positive and happy, not out of anger at all. So thank you for giving us that gift, Katrina. And you hope you'll carry us with you as well. Your mark, I guarantee you, will stay. Many years from now, we will say, remember when Katrina said this has to be the rule? We joked a lot that she's my boss. So what am I going to do without my boss around? We will see. So thank you so much for your service, Katrina. Okay, as for the state of the school, as I said, I think the students speak loudest. When things are going as they should at Olney Friends School, they are the ones who say they are going well. If things are not going well, they are the ones who say the same as well. So I think as far as the state of our program, we are doing everything in our power and then some to ensure that the students are well prepared, and not just for college. And again, this one I learned from John Rockwell, who said, it's not about college prep only. Let it be about life prep. And we took that very seriously and infused it. So many times you hear people say, no, look, don't just take what we are learning for a thing in a book. Think about your lives. Are they going to be, what kind of life do you want to lead? What does it really, really take to care for others, for yourself? Those are very difficult questions. And we are honored that we have students who rise to the occasion and answer them in ways that we least expect. So that is that. Anne-Marie gave a quick update on our fundraising. Could we do better? We do want to do better. Has Anne-Marie put in so much effort? More than words can say. And we keep going. Again, I have a sense that by the end of this fiscal year, June 30th, 2025, we'll have some positive news to report as well on our annual fund, and even more positive news about that gym roof. One thing is clear, the alum of this school, they always have their roots here. And those are the bonds that connect all of us, that keep us connected to Olney Friends School, that keep us coming back to this place, that keep those who are online. We are all connected in what we would call that endless chain of humanity. And we practice that every single day in all its glory at Olney Friends School, through the rough times where we have to really face those rough times together, as we did 5 years ago during COVID, and other times when the whole community needs some healing, okay? And we are at a point right now in our world where it's very easy to be a pessimist. And every time you're at Olney Friends School, you know there is a reason to be positive and to have hope and to be able to take care of those around you in such a way that brings joy, not in an overstated way, not but just that pure human joy. I know the Quaker modesty might not allow me to say what I'm about to say, but I'll say it anyway, because I believe it with every fiber in my being. We have a one-of-a-kind place here, and it is not just the physical plant. It is the thing that is deep within us, one of a kind, and we should never ever shy away from stating it boldly, clearly, and nurturing it for another 187 years plus. Marie Bandy reminds me always that it's not only the people who take care of Olney Friends School. There is that Olney spirit we talk about. If you want to say, yes, there is God who keeps us very well connected to the things that matter. So, with that, I give you the state of the school, and we'll talk more later and tomorrow for sure. But if you can feel what I'm feeling now, no matter where we are from, what has happened here at Olney, what the board has done, the faculty, the students, we are together. That's what matters. And we are that model of what human beings can do together when they give that shared humanity an opportunity to shine. Thank you for coming.
Normally we try to move this along quickly because it's frequently stifling in here this time of year. Today we have, I thought it might be the opposite, it'd be a little bit too chilly, but it seems to be pretty comfortable. So I'll use the moment on the microphone to do a little bit of a shameless plug that some of you have already heard. I'm the third of 6 children, and our parents practice fairly meticulous family planning in that every 5 years we have what I call the Stanley sibling trifecta, where, for example, next year is going to be eldest brother David's 60th, my 55th, and Elizabeth's 50th. And the others kind of fall into some other order, but the offer was made, actually starting with Elizabeth, kind of was a suggestion that we have a family reunion here next year since there was are likely to be here anyway, so the others kind of pretty much agreed. But then Bill Tabor once asked me to describe, if I had to describe Olney experience to someone not cognizant of the school, how would I describe it succinctly? And I said, it's like having the best extended family possible. And I've never heard anybody that kind of disagreed with that sentiment. I'm in my 50th year of flying for the airlines, and I've been fortunate to have a job that takes me all over the world and allows me to occasionally hook up with folks all over the place, including Elizabeth's classmate, Lucy Gardner, in Italy. And about, 3 months ago, Sam? I was surprised to see Sam Leith here from Barcelona, when we caught up a couple months ago in Barcelona. And there's a fellow over here that, when was it, 6, 8 years ago, New York to London, I think, when I was still in New York. I'm walking back through the back cabin, and he goes, hey, John. And I look over, and I'm like, the face is really familiar, but totally out of context. He's like, Reed Hayhow? And I was like, oh, right, Larry Sidwell, my classmate Larry Sidwell's nephew. And he was going to London and then on to France, I think she said. Okay. And things like that happen on a surprisingly frequent basis, because the Olney connections are literally worldwide. Those of you who have been here before have seen me more than once make the connection to my classmate Gretchen, beloved classmate Gretchen, 4-year Olneyite, has been a doctor in Tasmania. Literally, if you visualize the globe, which I held up here once, Olney's here, Tasmania's here, and yet Gretchen reliably comes back to more than her reunion years. So my point is, if Gretchen can make it back, you have no excuse of coming from anywhere closer than Tasmania, which is pretty much the rest of the world. Anyway, so y'all are invited to our family reunion next year as the extended family, and so it'll give you a chance to see people like a certain brother-in-law that should be sitting right there, but he hasn't made it back this year for his 55th, but he'll be back next year most likely. Can't promise anything. So, yeah, hope to see you all here next year. Now we'll segue into the closing part of this ceremony. Those of you who have been here before, this is in remembrance of those Olneyites who are no longer with us, generally in the preceding year, or someone you want to make special remembrance about. We've already heard the class of 65. Dana Zach was a really special person. Even though he was 7 years my senior, he came home on forced weekends with my older brother, and his was a very sad loss in particular. I'd like to make reference. Friends are asked to speak into the silence here and mention any Olneyite that they want remembered that they've lost in the previous year, for those of you that haven't been to one of these ceremonies before. And I'd like to make particular mention of a classmate of ours that actually, when we arrived as freshmen, he was already a sophomore. He was with those folks. He was a really fun-loving guy, native of Cleveland, and went by the name of John Tipton. Excellent sports person, just a really, really fun person to know. Perhaps maybe too much fun-loving, because when we returned our sophomore year, he was now part of our class and remained part of our class through the rest of our time here. And we received notice via his elder sister, Mary Esther Tipton, class of 69, that he had passed, I believe it was last July. So, Tipton, we miss you.
Class of 55, there were 3: Anna Mae Cooper Sutterly, Janice Ben Porterfield, and Wilford Harder. Teacher Elma Thompson.
Foster Uscalio, class of 49. Ruth Stratton Varconda, class of 50. Corinne Kreckler Chapman, class of 53. Nancy Wilson, 56. Margaret Lee Hallgren, 67.
Teacher Paul Zavitz, teacher, while he was digging Lucy Lake behind Boys Dorm.
Tracy L. Pfeiffer, class of 89.